They're just really happy and pleased with the way our team played. A little better, feeling a little better from the last game that we played. Thought the guys came back with a good focus and practice and maybe got their batteries recharged over Christmas. So did the coaching staff. And we all think we can be a good team, but we haven't showed that consistently enough. We've showed that we can play at a pretty high level at times, but winning is going to be very difficult in this league. We understand that, we know that, but that's the fun part about it, going into a locker room after having to fight like crazy against a good basketball team and come away with a win. So we did a lot of good things tonight, can still improve on a lot. I know Valpo's a good team, so we feel pretty good about winning.
Questions?
Greg, it looks like you were able to maintain your defensive posture to the end, which, they did get a couple layups, but for the most part, were you satisfied with the way you finished defensively?
Well, like you said, it's a lot better than what it's been. I mean, we'll have a spurt of 5 minutes where it's pretty darn good, or 8 minutes, and then we forget what the heck we're doing and we're resting. We're guilty, just like a lot of young guys, of letting your poor offense affect your defense way too much. And, you put your head down if you make a turnover, or you miss a shot, you do those things. And other than a spurt there in the first half where our turnovers led to transition baskets for them, I think throughout the game we were pretty good on defense.
Greg, how about Jordan Barnes not handling the ball normally like he does, but he didn't let that affect his shooting? Is that a sign of a mentally tough kid, or is that a sign of a erratic?
Well, he's got guts. I mean, he definitely has guts. No moment is too big for him, and he's the most upset after that game in the locker room because of his turnovers, and they weren't forced turnovers. Now, a couple of those probably were on our bigger guys when he was throwing it in there, but he's got to get better with it. They got to get better with it. And what we do a little bit too much is off of one pass or two quick passes, we try to score, and good defenses aren't going to let you do that. Usually anyway. We want push in transition, we want to play fast, but you're going to have to work the basketball in a half-court set. But Jordan, he's a gutsy guy. He's becoming better every day with his leadership and his defense, and he's frustrated with the turnovers he had tonight. But to be able to win a basketball game against a good team with him having 8 turnovers, that's pretty good.
Coach, what did you see from Tavon Walker down the stretch there?
Is he a senior yet? Is he out of here? Yeah, he's good. He's good. And you can see why they might not have been as good as they normally are in the past few games without him. Great player, tough kid, can do everything. He's gotten better every year that we've seen him. Just a dynamic guy that is an athletic, but he can shoot it. He makes the right plays. He doesn't force stuff, and he plays the defensive end. So I really like him as a player.
As far as Jordan is concerned, what got him going offensively, he hit some threes, but he also had the confidence to kind of run off of a screen, get a mid-range jumper, and his ability to kind of recognize the game and not try to force what he usually does well with the three. What does that say about
people are going to try to take that away, and he and Brenton have carried us at times. They're going to have to do a good job with recognizing that. Those guys can get a 15-foot pull-up jumper in the last 5 seconds of a possession. That's a pretty good shot. So if we run a possession for 25 seconds and can't get anything better, I feel real comfortable with either one of those guys doing that. We ran a couple things out of timeouts and ran a couple sets that we finally kind of got what we're doing and executed to a T and scored on those things. But Jordan with the ball in his hands, he's usually going to make the right decision, and he can make shots.
Did you expect to see more of the 7-footers out there tonight from Valpo?
Well, we try to pull them away from the basket a little bit, and Murph's a load. Murph's a load. It doesn't matter if they're 7'2" or his size. He's a load, and he's hard to guard. And they were getting caught behind him quite a bit. And even though maybe we weren't scoring off it, you get fouls on guys, and you get stuff in the paint, and you get to the free throw line. But we do a good job. Devin did a good job. Bronson did a good job. And we like to be able to stretch those guys and get them away from the basket. And they guard ball screens like we do a lot when it's on a side. We try to keep it on that side. And there's counters for that. They do the same thing. We do the same thing. Everybody does the same thing. But our guys did a good job of executing it.
Greg, what do you do to try to get Murph's confidence back? I mean, you could see it in his face. I mean, he's struggling to catch the ball. I probably
shouldn't yell at him so much. I'm too much like our fans. We get it down in there deep. You work so hard to get an easy shot and kick it out of bounds or mishandle it. And he doesn't have bad hands. He's just in a hurry. And he has to slow down, catch it. Nobody's taking it out of his hands. Use a shot fake. I always say to use a shot fake to gather yourself so you're on balance. He's gotten so much better since he's been here, but he can continue to be better and be really effective for us if he just slows down a little bit. We knew they were going to double, so we've worked on that in practice a little bit, and he hasn't been very good against it, but he's getting better with it. He just has to slow down. That's really the key with him.
And is his speeding things up also a sign of, he wants to, that he's pressing maybe? I mean, is that...
He's always kind of done that, Todd. He's moving before he catches it, so he doesn't catch it clean sometime. Then when he gets it, he may be a little bit off balance. I thought he got fouled in there a few times when they called a traveler. He had a turnover, but that's okay. I mean, guarding somebody 265 pounds, there's an accumulating effect to that, and we need to keep throwing it to him. Murph knows he needs to catch it and finish better, but we still have to keep going to him. I don't think there's any lack of confidence. I think when he and Jordan Barnes, and you see those guys talking to themselves or hanging their head, they're as upset as themselves as anybody.
You did tweak the starting lineup by starting Clayton Hughes. What kind of influence do you feel that had?
He's kind of deserved it, and Tyreek has been sick and couldn't practice. Today was the first time he did anything, and just some of the guys, the effect they've had on the game and producing and doing those things. Clayton doesn't have fear. He will take a charge. He will block. He got 2 fouls blocking out. He will block out, and he can make a shot. He's a pretty good passer. So I think his future's really bright. Whether he stays in the starting lineup, I don't think that matters, or it matters to him. But he deserved it tonight and got a shot.
How bad is the illness that's running through the team? I noticed Daniel was up in the stands, and
The doctor told DeMonte to stay at home, and Tyreek is coming off it. Daniel's had it for a couple days. We're trying to sterilize everything and quarantine the guys that are sick. So it's going through the town just like it's going through everybody else. Everybody in the conference is probably going to have to deal with it. We try our best. We do a great job of taking care of our student athletes. We have the best trainers and doctors in the country, so we'll deal with it how it comes.
Just in terms of the influence this game has, it's been a rough couple weeks, to just simply to get a win and have a little bit of a different vibe at practice. What does that mean to this team?
Means a lot. I mean, winning is hard, and we haven't been as the basketball team that we need to be. We feel like our record should be a little different, but Dad's in here. I say you are what your record is. We are where we're at because that's what we've deserved. But we're 0-0 starting today. We just wanted to go 1-0 tonight, and we want to go 1-0 on Sunday. But working as hard as the guys have worked since they've been back to feel the reward a little bit. I always say you work like crazy in practice. The game's the reward. That's the reward, and we got a reward by beating a good basketball team.
Anything else?